up on the Hydra's back!
Think about when you were a kid. You drew stick figures and thought they were masterpieces. You sang songs that were completely off-key and didn't care. You told stories that made no sense and were proud of them. What happened to that version of you? You learned to be self-conscious.
Everyone's idea is as valuable as mine. You know, we're all creators. From the beginning, I never thought any of the things that I've been doing were possible or realistic.
Don't sell out on this just because it didn't work the way you wanted it to. Remember that feeling of finally knowing who you are. Get back to that feeling one day. It may cost time, it may cost money, but get back to it.
Until a person hears the call and responds to the call, then the key elements of their own psyche and their soul remain latent or dormant.
It's very difficult to find some way of defining precisely something we can do that we can say a computer will never be able to do.
Maybe the solution isn't as far as we think, because the mind is a double-edged sword. Just like it can spiral into anxiety, depression, or self-doubt at any moment, maybe it also holds the power to rebuild itself, or at least to take the first step.
There was this way in which I all of a sudden realized that the point of being postmodern or being avant-garde or whatever wasn't to follow in a certain kind of tradition, that all that stuff is BS imposed by critics and camp followers afterwards, that what the really great artists do, and it sounds very trite to say it out loud, well, what the really great artists do is they're entirely themselves.
If you're afraid of failing, you won't get very far.
The best stuff doesn't come from perfection. It comes from obsession, from conviction, from I don't care if this flops. I needed to make this.
Mr. Hardy, I don't understand why we waste our time doing all these proofs. I have the formulas.
It's not that I don't see what you claimed. It's that I'm not sure that you know how you got there.
What all strivers I've ever met have in common is that the higher they climb and the more success that they have, the more insecure they feel in their own success because they're not quite sure that they've earned it or deserve it.
And so I like to think that things are flowing through me all the time, but I'm not necessarily calculating.
Just by being born, technically, you changed the universe irrevocably.
Wait long enough and people will surprise and impress you. So when you're pissed off at somebody and you're angry at them, you just haven't given them enough time.
Mr. Data, if we left immediately, when would we arrive at Outpost 23? At Warp 1, 3 days, 4 hours. What about at Warp 7? At Warp 8? At Warp 9? What's the matter, Data? What happened to those millions of calculations per second?